Hey everyone, it's Abby. I've been reading Warm Bodies recently. I've said that in about the past 3 videos, but I finally finished it. It took me a while to finish it, a lot longer than I would expect from a 240-page book, but I'll explain why it took me so long to finish it. Like most of the readers I'm subscribed to on YouTube, I heard of Warm Bodies by Isaac, however you say that, Marion. I've also heard Marion. I'm gonna stick with Marion because there is an I in there. I don't know if it's silent or not. But I heard of it thanks to the movie that's due to be released in the next few weeks. The reviews were mostly positive, so when I had the chance to buy it, I picked it up. The book starts off with a zombie whose name is R. That's it, just R. R is the only letter from his past name that he remembers. R lives in an abandoned airport that is led by a group of leaders called the Bony. I'm not sure if you would call them zombies or not, but over time their flesh has peeled away from their bones, hence their name, the Bonies. The story starts off when R decides that he's hungry and he needs to go eat something. Human brains, most likely, because that's what zombies eat. He goes with his friends into the city and they stumble upon a group of young, I think mostly young teenagers. He feeds off of a young man's brain whose name is Perry, and the thing with the zombies in this book is that when they feed off of someone's brain they get flashes of their memories and their past life as they eat the brains. In these memories, R is introduced to Perry's girlfriend, Julie. When R finishes feeding, guess who's standing behind him ready to defend herself by stabbing R in the forehead with a knife? You guessed it, Julie. R takes it upon himself to protect Julie by taking her back to the airport where all of the other zombies are. Does that make any logical sense to you? I'll start off by saying that this novel I picked up not because I was necessarily interested in it, but because I was interested in the movie with Nicholas Hoult. I didn't know what to expect aside from the fact that I knew it was about a zombie who falls in love. Don't get me wrong, I'm a zombie fan. I love The Walking Dead, and last year one of my favorite books that I read in 2012 was The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan, which is about, I guess it's not really about zombies, but it has zombies in it. But zombie love was never anything that necessarily drew me in. It's different, I'll give it that. It's nice to have a fresh new idea that hasn't been made into multiple series about pretty much the same thing. Twilight and The Hunger Games, anyone? I know the zombie trend is in full gear, but never have I shared a zombie's thoughts like I have with R before. R is a character that you grow to love throughout the book. I didn't necessarily like him at first, but that probably has something to do with the fact that for the first 50 pages there's hardly any dialogue. It's just moaning and groaning and R's thoughts. But as you learn to care for him, you become compassionate and loving towards this character. Eventually you forget that he's a zombie. You feel like you're reading about a human, and that's something that I definitely love. The female in the story, Julie, is strong and loving at the same time. She doesn't come off as annoying either, which I'm thrilled about. That tends to be the way most female characters in stories that I read come off as. Annoying and frustrating. The love that a female character usually feels toward a mythical male is the romance is normally complicated and frustrating and makes you want to bang your head up against the wall. You just want to whack the female across the head because of how completely ignorant and blind they are to everything. But Julie isn't this way, and I was ecstatic about that. Yes, there are complications because R is a zombie, but that's a given. Something that I wasn't aware of until I searched the movie on IMDb was that this book is actually based off of Romeo and Juliet. At first, I couldn't find any comparisons to the play at all, but then I started to realize, oh, duh, R for Romeo, Julie for Juliet, M for Mercutio, Nora for the nurse, and Perry for Paris. There also is a balcony scene where Julie is speaking to a tape recorder and R is watching her the entire time. That was kind of obvious after I had learned that it was based off of Romeo and Juliet because of the balcony scene. Do I have to further explain? I genuinely liked the book. I thought it was fun and cute, and it was a quick read that I mean, I'm glad I picked it up. The ending was kind of open-ended, and I've heard things about how it's supposed to be a series. I mean, if they make it into a series, that's great, but I'm probably not going to read the sequel. Overall, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not giving it that because I liked it that much. I'm giving it that because of how creative and unique it is. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm sorry if you didn't agree with everything that I said, because it seems like pretty much everyone on YouTube does like this book. So, thank you very much for watching. Comment below with any book recommendations, what you thought of the book. You can like it if you enjoyed my review, or dislike it, but I would much prefer you like it. You can message me, you can subscribe below. The next book that I'm going to review and I'm currently reading is Matched by Ali Condi. I really like it so far. I think it's entertaining. But then I'm also reading The Book Thief by Mark Suzak, is that how you say it? For a book club that I'm currently in, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a hard time getting into it because it's really confusing. Maybe I'm just stupid, but it's confusing. It's confusing me, at least. I know it's supposed to be a modern day classic, but I don't know. I'm only 40 pages into it, so maybe it gets better further in. But it hasn't hooked me so far, and with a book it normally has to hook me within the first 50 pages, or I give up on it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.